Hi, Scott Weaver from Factory Direct Designers Workroom. Today we're going to go over making a scalloped valance using a plaid fabric, at least how to cut it. Please refer back to my other videos on how to sew it and pleat it and etc. I did this video a few days ago and the quality, something happened to it. It kept freezing and there's a big screechy noises and my voice is all muttered. So we're doing it again. So this is the pattern that I have offered on eBay if you like to pick it up. If you don't, that's fine. But we're going to show you how to cut this out of the plaid. And I've already, this is what you'd receive, but I've already made the cuts off of it. If you're looking at our pattern, what I've explained before is one part of it has two scallops, and that's for a solid fabric. And then the third scallop is separate. That you cut off of it, and then you use this for centering your motifs or your stripes or your plaids. And that's the part of the pattern that we're going to use today, and also these two returns. Now I could run this fabric either way on this plaid. I could run it this way or I could run it this way. This is called railroading it, by the way, and this is the way I'm going to choose because the stripes are a little darker, a little bit more pronounced. So when you're matching a plaid, you want to pick an area on here horizontally that you can relate to quickly when you're cutting. You're not trying to cut in between something because you have to line these all up. And then vertically, you want to line up that stripe with the center of the scallop. So that's what we're going to do first. I'm going to come over to the edge over here. And I'm going to line it up with this first one. Get this centered. And I'm going to bring it right up to the top of this stripe right here. So that's an easy reference. So I'm going to bring this right up here. And I have a line drawn. And all you have to do if you purchase this pattern is take it like this, crease it, and then put a mark straight down. And that'll give you the center of your scallop. So now I'm going to put my pattern on just like this. Put some pins in it to hold it in place while you're cutting it. Like so. Then on the top, I have some pleating notches come on the pattern, and these pleating notches line up with this straight edge right here, just before it starts to taper. And that tells you where you want to pleat the pattern from, or your valance from. Now you're done using the pattern, and the next step is to keep making these scallops for as many scallops as you need, making sure you're lining up horizontally and vertically. So I would be putting this on here like so, and I'd be pinning it in exactly. Move this up a little. So I'd make sure that I'm blocking this out exactly as this pattern because you want each one of them to line up. So with that being said, the second step is going to be cutting the returns, which is the left and right that go around the board as I previously have described. Please go back to my other videos if you don't understand what a return is. With this, you You also want to center this stripe, and you also want to pay attention to your pattern to make sure that you are keeping everything straight. And you're also going to make sure that you're bringing it up to the very top, and you can use your first one as a guideline. You can see where I've cut this one using this as the top, this right here. You want to make sure you're keeping that lined up, so when you sew it, all these stripes vertically and horizontally, well actually horizontally, will line up. Vertically they won't, and that's okay because you're pleating it, and when you pleat it, it's going to hide the seams. So you're going to make your first cut after you pin it all in. On the return, it's not super critical to center the stripe. You just want to make sure it's not crooked. And if you have more than one valance that you're working, you want to make sure you cut it at the same spot each time, so you have the same stripes on all of your valances. And you're going to put your pleating marks in. And you're going to remove your pins. And you're done using that pattern. Now for a plaid or any type of valance that you're making that's going to require matching, you're not going to use the other side of this. Now as you see, when I put this on here, you've got everything lining up going across, and that's what you want. So what you are going to do, let me just finish cutting this off right here. Going to take your return, and now you're going to flip it over. So you make sure you're making a left and right, and you're going to line it up horizontally and vertically. Horizontally and vertically, I should say. And making sure you're using the same stripes as you were previously. Pinning it in place. You can take your time with this because you want to make sure you're blocking it out exactly like your other return. Okay. you have a left and a right return. As many scallops as you need. Let me just get this off the table real quick. As you can see, everything lines up. And I have one already sewn, so I can show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like all seamed together. I have my stripes exactly in the center of my scallops. Everything's running across horizontally. I've sewn and pressed my seams open. When you pleat it, I'm just going to do this real quick for you. Going by my pleating notches. And this one just goes right to your seam and it hides that seam nicely. This other side goes to your center of your seam that you already made. Here, you do the same thing over on this side. You're bringing this one over to your seam. And on this one, bringing it over to the middle of the seam, so we're hiding it. Your last one goes right there. There you have it. Everything's all centered. Your stripes are centered on here. Perfect looking valance. I hope this helps you for blocking out and cutting a plaid. And the next video that you'll see is also doing the same thing using a pattern centering motifs. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.